Hi there, happy hump day and welcome to Wednesday. Hope you're having an amazing week. Progress in organisations can sometimes be a little tricky, and one of the biggest killers of progress, lack of accountability and a lack of clarity about who's accountable for getting something done. Now, there's various ingredients or characteristics of things that motivate people. And two of the key things are accountability and flexibility. People want to know what they're accountable for. They want to know what their job entails. And they want some flexibility in how they go about doing that work. And the criticality of those two elements goes up a notch when you're involved in change, and particularly when you're leading change. And that's because, as you know, making change involves ambiguity, often instability, and lots of uncertainty. And so when people are feeling uncertain about the change, when there's an ambiguous sense of what's happening and when is it happening and who needs to do what, people are naturally going to worry about what it means for them. And so that just means it's going to be harder for them to cope with the change, harder for them to get involved, to buy into what's going on. It's also far harder to get the change happening, to get things in sync and humming along, if people don't know the role they need to play. They don't understand the rules of the game. And if you're leading change, you ignore those elements at your peril. Because at the end of the day, when you're leading change, it's not a solo venture. You need a diverse mix of people, different skills, different backgrounds, different talents, to get that change initiated, to get the momentum, the build, the sustainability of the change, the implementation that you're looking for. And that means you need people knowing what they need to do. It's about, you think about it, it's almost like carefully orchestrating it. So cast your mind back, and given that it's been a year of COVID and means we haven't actually been to concert, but think back to a time when you went to a concert or watched a concert on TV. A good one, that is. And what you'll remember is that it was well coordinated. Everyone knew their role. Everyone knew when they needed to come in and do their bit. The expectations were clear. The roles were clear. There was a really common purpose that brought everybody together and a strong sense of team. And all of that meant that they were working in harmony with each other. Because at the end of the day, they knew that for the production to be amazing, for it to be great, that the individual parts were only as good as each of those individuals coming together to create that whole, to create that magical experience. When you're sitting in front of a concert and there's multiple conductors, each doing their own thing, that just creates confusion. If there's too many people taking the lead role singing, the music could be unbalanced. If the instruments aren't tuned correctly, the performance is off key. And if the players of those musical instruments aren't coming in on time, then the performance can become a shambles. It's exactly the same with when you're leading a change. You need to be clear who's doing what and when. And if you're the person who's in that lead role, you can't delegate that leadership to somebody else. Absolutely, you want people around you to support you. So you can enlist your technical crew, the technical crew who do the design work, the build work, the delivery work. But you're then going to need other people in lead roles. You might have change leaders, you might have other advocates. You'll also need a support crew of people who are going to help make that change happen. And of course, you need an audience. You need the people who want the change, or perhaps they don't know that they want the change, so they're going to need to be encouraged to understand what those benefits are for them, because they're the people who are going to be impacted by it, the people who are going to have to use it and live with it every single day. They're not passive participants. You want them to be involved and engaged through the process. So all of that is about taking your change leadership to that next level. And when you do that, you make sure you've got the right people involved at the right time. You're clear on what you need to do and the role that you need to play. And you also help other people around you get clear on the roles that they need to play. What are the expectations on them? What are the contributions that you need from them? And that means you also listen to their ideas. You also listen to their objections. What's working for them, what's not working for them, and how can you support them through that? Because what you want to do is create that perfect mix of the environment where there's constructive challenge, where ideas are debated and heard, But also, when you need to, you can make those tough decisions. And so you're creating the right space for learning to take place as well. And all of that for you means that your leadership is working at the right level and you're supporting the people around you to be involved, to be engaged, to participate in the way that they need to as well. Take care, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.